Hi, this is Rahul. Welcome to Gadget Freaks, and today I'm going to talk about how to install Linux on your PC, but in a virtual machine. That means you're not going to directly install Linux on a PC. We're just going to do it on a virtual machine inside your main operating system. Either be Windows or Mac. But today I'm going to show you how to do it on Windows. Because if you are new to Linux, you shouldn't just install right away to your operating system to your PC, because you need some experience in Linux. Then you should change your main operating system to Linux from Windows or Mac. But to gain that experience, you should use the operating system firsthand, and I would recommend you to install Linux on your virtual machine and then use it for some days, get accustomed to it, and then install it on as your main operating system. So today I'm gonna show that only that how to install Linux on your virtual machine. First, let's make a virtual machine, then install Linux onto it and set it up and that kind of stuff. You can't game on it because it doesn't have hardware acceleration or graphical power directly. So you can do just some basic stuffs like browsing and stuff. But the only reason to do this virtual machine installation, because you wanna experience the whole stuff and you wanna use that as your daily driver, as your main OS later on. So you need some experience. So let's get started. So guys, as you can see, I'm on my laptop, and at first we have to install the virtual machine. And there are two apps that you can use, that is VMware and second is VirtualBox. I'm using VMware because I personally like it more, and you can also do it on VirtualBox. The process will be a little bit different, but the whole VirtualBox system is kind of the same. So let's go to the Chrome browser, and here I'm gonna search for VMware. So you have to use a VMware player, that is a free version, and it's loading right now. You can see, views come here in resources. You can see VMware player here, desktop hypervisor. You can just click it at here. It will take you to the VMware page, and as you can see, it is the VMware player, and you can just download it. I can't see the download button, so as you can see, it's the download button, and from here you can download the VMware, and hopefully the connection gets better because I have other stuff to do too. And yeah, as you can see, VMware Workstation Player 16.2.0, and just go to downloads, download the latest one. And as you can see, for Windows, you can also make a virtual machine inside Linux, of Linux or of Windows. That's why there is also a version for Linux that you can use in Linux operating system. That means if your host is a Linux machine, you can use that one. So here I'm trying to download, it doesn't show anything, or is my ad blocker is making some fuss. And let's try now again. Yeah, it's downloading. It's a huge file, it's 584 MB, and it is taking me 1 minute. So when it will be done, I'll be back. So guys, as you can see, the VMware player is downloaded, and in the meantime you also need a Linux distro. Today I'm gonna install Pop! OS. Pop! OS is based on Ubuntu, and it's a good polished operating system. You can use it, it is ready to use, and I'll explain detail about Pop! OS, Ubuntu and other kind of Linux systems in one video where I will talk about the whole Linux stuff. So let's install Pop! OS, and you can just search for Pop! OS in Google and it will pop up, and please go to Pop! OS by System 76. That's the one that you are needed. So now it is loading and stuff, and as you can see, just go to download. So here there are two options like Pop! OS 21.04 and 20.04 LTS. I'm just gonna install the latest version, but LTS is more stable. I'm also gonna talk about this in the later video about the Linux. And there are two versions, like there is a normal one, there is the NVIDIA one. If your computer or laptop has NVIDIA and you are installing the operating system natively, then only download the NVIDIA one. If your laptop doesn't have an NVIDIA graphics card, or you are installing on a virtual machine, just install the normal one, because in virtual machine there is no graphics card, or in your computer if there is no NVIDIA graphics card, you don't need the NVIDIA version. So I'm just gonna go for the normal one. The only difference is that the NVIDIA one has NVIDIA driver pre-installed, you don't have to do that. It gets the job done, and that's only it. And another suggestion, if your laptop has NVIDIA Optimus, that means you have two graphics, that one is a Intel's discrete graphics and another one is your NVIDIA graphics, dedicated graphics like MX series cards. Do not use Linux, it will just mess up with your battery. That means if you are even using Pop OS, you have to turn on or off the graphical power in performance settings and stuff. That will be tedious, just don't use it. Only use Linux if you have a graphics cardless laptop or computer, or you have a pure graphics card, like some gaming laptops have only the main NVIDIA graphics, or a PC. Don't use an Optimus laptops, that will just ruin your life. And the Pop OS is also installing. In the meantime, let's install the VMware. Then we'll wait up till the Pop OS gets downloaded, and then we'll start the main process. So the main process is right now to install the VMware. Laptop is kind of acting weird nowadays, so I don't really know what is actually happening. As you can see, just came and just go and select yes, and as you can see, it is getting installed, and it may take 1 or 2 reboots. I'll try to avoid reboot in this case because I'm screen recording. But if you are doing any kind of specific keyboard driver or stuff, then you can just reboot your PC. I'll be avoiding rebooting in this case because I'm recording. But if you are doing on your PC, just reboot if asked. As you can see, just accept the terms and condition, go next. As you can see, enhanced keyboard driver, select this, but I'm not gonna select it because it will need a reboot. And just uncheck these are not required, and then go uncheck if, or check if you need anything, and now just install. It will take a little bit of time to install because it's a large app and it integrates with your system, the host operating system, so it will take some time, so please be patient. In the meantime, our Linux distro or operating system ISO file is also getting downloaded, so that's a good sign. Let's come back and see what's happening with this thing. So it will take some time, and what will be done, we'll be back. You can see Pop OS is installed, downloaded, and the VMware is, the virtual machine is also installed. So let's just go to VMware and search for VMware, and as you can see, VMware Workstation Player 16 here. Just get into it, and it will struggle a bit for me because I'm already recording the screen. For your case, it will be fine. So just select use VMware for non-commercial uses, and as you can see, this is the console one, and let's just do it home full screen. What I do is just create a new virtual machine, and here do those things as I do. First, you have to do what are the options and how to use it. Like as you can see, install a disk ISO file. That is a file, the Pop OS file that we downloaded. That's in the download folder. So just go to downloads. It will find the Pop OS ISO file, and it is saying it could not detect which operating system. It is actually a flavor of Ubuntu. So just go Linux and go for Ubuntu 64-bit because it's a 64-bit operating system. And for that you need a virtualization turned on in the BIOS, and the disk size is 20 is good, and store virtual is for as a single file. Do that, and now go next and customize hardware. It has 20 GB, 2 GB of RAM and stuff. Close it, you don't need it, and then go finish. It's good. For Linux is less power hungry, so it takes a little out resource. And just start play, and here it will take some time for the first time to load because it is loading for the first time, so need some setup and stuff. And as you can see, it is loading something. I don't know, because when I use the Linux operating system in the main PC as my main operating system, not inside virtual machine, it generally does this kind of stuff really fast. But in this case, it is a virtual machine, so I'm not even sure it will work or not. I hope it will work. As you can see, the fonts are now big, so here it will work. It is loading the operating system live from the ISO file, and that's the beauty of Linux. You can try Linux operating system directly from the USB, that from where you are installing, a disk from where you're installing. You don't have to install the complete operating system. You just put the USB, boot from the live from the USB, use it for some time. The experience will be a little bit slow because it's running from USB, but you'll get the idea. And if you like the whole idea, you can just install it right out to your main hard drive or SSD. That's the whole beauty of Linux. You can use it in that kind of way. You can test it. If you don't like it, you can just throw away. Get a new Linux distro, try a new Linux distro. But if you are liking the distro, you can just simply install it right on your main OS or main hard drive or main PC. You can just test ride it, kind of. And as you can see, it is loading a lot kind of file, and as you can see, it's kind of loaded. I think today I'm going to go to the test drive. I'm going to install it on the virtual machine. So guys, as you can see, it is loaded and it's kind of in a small screen. It is saying to install, so let's install it, like the language and stuff. And the good thing about these is you can just do a clean install on this thing, and it consists 20 GB VM file. They're going to do erase and install, and the full name I'll be giving it the name Geek. If the name is Geek, then select next. I'm gonna select the account password, that is 1234, and it is showing that it needs the big amount of password. So 1234567896 digit password. It's too simplistic, so let's try something like BNQWE1234. BNQWE1234 is a kind of complex password. So as you can see, encryption, you can encrypt it, asks you to encrypt right away. You can encrypt and you can simply skip it and say don't encrypt. I'm not going to encrypt because it will take some time. It is partitioning driver, installing the voice. If you just click this thing, you can also see the whole progress here. I'm on virtual machine, so I don't know if it will show me or not because the whole thing is kind of slow. So let's see. Or you can just turn this thing off, show it normally. As you can see, the whole process is done. It took quite a bit of time because it is a virtual machine. So now what I do, just select restart device and hope for the best. I hope that it starts really quickly. It's showing my name, and now I should give the password. As you can see, it's showing the welcome screen. What I'm gonna do, we're just gonna go to settings, go to display, and go to the resolution and ask for, it's not 1080p, which is 1080p, and just select apply. Look at the full screen, keep changes, and go to full screen for full file. As you can see, and you can also just hide this. It just looks like the native stuff, and there's some options to do, like you can customize your dock as you like, and gesture and stuff is added in this thing, and you can just select Kolkata here. You can see, because I'm in India, so I'm selecting Kolkata, and as you can see, so your OS is ready. You can see the cursor is kind of blinky because the CPU is taking a lot of load. You can also show the application like clicking this button, and as you can see the applications, and the main attraction, the command line. You can just select the safety, and Windows Super T and as a control. You can just check sudo apt update. You can check for some app update user. It's asking for password, so I'm gonna give the password. And this is a good thing about the whole unique stuff, that in every root privilege level stuff you need the password. In Windows it is too easy, just select and it's done. It is kind of unsafe for some situation, but in this Linux case it always asks for password. Even in macOS the same thing. As you can see, it is asking for 126 packages can be upgraded. We are gonna do that later on. So what I was saying, that even in the Mac there is same settings that you need password for MD because Mac is Unix based. So you can do everything, you can practice in these, and it is a settings thing. You can change the wallpaper, like let's choose the wallpaper. So if I just select desktop, and that should be the wallpaper option. As you can see, background, and let's select this one, and now the wallpaper is changed. You can change the wallpaper, you can change the appearance. As you can see, there's 9 updates all in the system. We're not gonna do that, but there's a whole stuff, like you can customize in a whole stuff. I'm gonna make a detailed video regarding Pop OS in the future. So today I showed you how to install virtual machine on your operating system, and then install Linux inside it to practice or do some other stuff as your second OS and stuff. So that's it for now. Hope you like the video. Like, share, subscribe. Hope to see you in my next video. Signing off. Thank you. Bye bye now.